I'm Andy, a collection specialist with Credit Sage, and my goal is to help people learn how they can remove ARStrat from their credit report. And this is in many cases without paying their debt at all. So if that applies to you or even someone you know, I'm confident that you're going to walk away from this video knowing what the next best step is to take. But this doesn't mean that you shouldn't take action. You know, for example, if you know or you believe that ARStrat or any of the accounts that are on your credit report are the result of identity theft or have a wrong balance after you've already paid or, any major issues that are really affecting your life, you may be owed a settlement. And we work with a network of local attorneys that will work on your behalf at zero cost, win or lose, in addition to getting the accounts deleted permanently. Or, if no issues like that exist and you just want the account removed from your credit report, we can help with that too. Give us a call today. Our number, I'll go ahead and put our number in the description area below so you can find that easily. So what I want to do in this video is I want to go through the most important questions that we get about this company. And firstly, really important, can you be arrested or get jail time for a debt with ARStrat? Now I put this one at the top of the list because we have a lot of callers that are terrified that this could happen, okay? And it makes sense. I mean, few people are really taught how credit and debt work in school. I didn't know the answer to this question until I got into the business. And fortunately, unless the debt is related to specifically unpaid taxes or unpaid child support, you cannot be arrested or get jail time. So there's no need to worry about that whatsoever. The amount of the debt doesn't matter either. You could refuse to pay $1,000, $1 million, anything, and you will not be arrested or get jail time for that. Okay? So now, who is ARStrat? Why are they on your credit report? So they are what's referred to as a debt collector or a credit collection agency. And they buy debts, unpaid accounts like credit cards, for example, often for very cheap. And then they try to collect the full amount. Now, just as an example, let's say that you have an unpaid card with Capital One for $1,000. ARStrat could, in theory, come along and buy that debt for $100. But they don't try to collect that from you. No, they try to collect the full $1,000, which would give them a 10x return on their investment. So, these companies can make a lot of money. And damaging your credit score by reporting the debt to your credit report is the primary strategy they have to get you to pay. However, again, this is something that a lot of people don't know, is that paying a debt that's on your credit report does not remove the account attached to it. That account will sit there for 7 years, damaging your score, pay it or not. Okay, so a lot of the time, paying isn't actually in your best interest. It could just be a waste of money. Now, in rare cases, paying debts can even hurt your score. Okay, now in addition to credit reporting, they may send scary letters, call a lot, even calling family members, colleagues. And if a collector has ever threatened you or harassed you during non-business hours, you again may be owed a lawsuit. So that's another case that you want to give us a call so we can connect you with a local specialist that will take action quickly. Let's see. Should you negotiate a settlement with ARStrat? Settling your debt with ARStrat, I always say, depends on your goal. Typically, if you're wanting to improve your credit score, paying isn't the best option. Why do I say that? Well, because, as I mentioned before, even if you pay the collection, it will remain on your credit report for 7 years. And that whole time, it's going to be damaging your score. Now, the better option that we always recommend is to work with an expert like us that can go in and look at these accounts for you. And if certain issues exist, then the accounts may be removed. And this is a win-win, right? You won't have to waste money paying a debt that won't help your score, and the negative account gets removed from your report. So it's perfect. So how do you remove ARStrat from your credit report? So the Fair Credit Reporting Act gives every person the power to challenge information on their report. Now, I will say that the knowledge required to do this is a bit more involved than it might seem. That's not to say that you shouldn't learn how to do it, but be prepared that you may spend weeks, maybe months, really learning how to do it properly. However, if you hire a professional to handle it for you, then you can ensure that it's done properly the first time. You could save the extra time. We're happy to take care of it for you. We've dealt with ARStrat accounts many times, and they regularly have issues. And we've helped numerous clients deal with them. And we can take care of it for you as well if you prefer. How can you get ARStrat to stop calling you? So as I mentioned before, ARStrat will be calling if they haven't already. It's their attempt to collect the debt they purchased, which really boils down to the only reason that they're going to stop calling you is if you settle your debt with them, or you work with a company like ours to potentially have them removed from your report altogether. Will ARStrat try suing or garnishing my wages? Another kind of scary thought, but the reality is ARStrat suing is unlikely. It can and does happen, but in our experience, it's rare. There are many laws around how long they can sue for, what they can do if they win, and it's a long process. However, if we're able to find certain issues with the account, you won't be able to collect at all, which is another benefit of using an expert. What are my rights when dealing with ARStrat? This is great. So you have the right to dispute any of your debt that ARStrat has purchased. ARStrat is governed by the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, or FDCPA. And as I mentioned before, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the FCRA. Now, these acts can seem a little complicated when you first look at them, but they really provide a great deal of power to the consumer if you know how to use them properly. Now, if you don't have time to research these acts, that's not a problem. You can call us today to discuss your options. Again, you'll find our number in the description area below, and we look forward to talking with you. And that's all I have for today.